Thank you, Mary.
Okay.
Okay, just we'll go over a few highlights of the budget, and then we will entertain public comment on this. Just to go through the numbers, this year's 2021 proposed budget is a total of $683,777. The tax rate for the town will actually reduce from 47.5% to 42.49% per thousand of assessment. So this year's budget, again, has no tax increase to the taxpayers. It is exactly the same amount of money we've been collecting for the past 10 years with no tax increase. Very happy to say and proud that this board can provide a budget, again, with no tax increase this year. Through the conservative spending and the conservative budgeting, I think we've done a very good job over the years to continue to hold the line on taxes. Just a few highlights I'd like to point out. The salary increase for the building inspector was one of the few salary increases other than the highway department. It was a $3,000 increase just due to the volume that our building inspector has been doing. His revenues have also showed the amount of work he's been doing, which is high, much higher than we anticipated. But he is putting in far more hours than we were originally paying him for, so we agreed on a budget to increase $3,000 to bring his salary to a total of $14,000 for the year. In this year's budget also, for 2021.
That also included that he was going to officially work some of those hours, not meeting the public, but have a schedule of an additional 3 hours.
He's increasing an extra 2 hours a
2 hours.
week.
Okay.
To take care of, to catch up and to handle volume. So that is why we authorized the increase, yes. In this 2021 budget, we also added $5,000 in the highway superintendent's training line to help offset the cost of an overlap. Our highway superintendent has announced he's going to be retiring next year. So we wanted to have some money in there to pay whoever indicated the newly elected person in that position an overlap time to work with the current superintendent of highways to get familiar with the position and what needs to be done. Those two alone basically make up the difference in the increase of what we had this year in our overall spending and budget. But again, at no taxpayer increase on tax dollars. We allocated a total of $52,247 out of fund balance between highway and general to balance the budget this year. But our anticipated revenues are looking like they're going to be higher than anticipated originally. So we will most likely not be using that money that we budget out of fund balance when it comes down to the bottom line. We also allocated $20,000 for further park development, and that is coming out of donations that we've been receiving and have a donations line. So again, that's not an increase in taxpayers coming out of taxpayer dollars. It's fully paid for out of donations. Other than that, very minor adjustments on several lines up and down, but for the most part, that is the 2021 budget. No tax increase. The tax rate per thousand went down to 42.49%, and the overall total budget $683,777. With that, I will open the floor to public comment or questions. We only have one.
I think you've done a good job. I
Thank
think you really fulfilled what the taxpayers wanted by being conservative and keeping the taxes low. I feel we're very fortunate. I think we should anticipate who you're going to hire. Just a highway superintendent. Maybe they want more money. And I think we should start advertising. I hope there are no personal reasons why he's well, you know him, he's a cousin.
Yeah, he's just ready to be done with it. So, and it's not somebody we hire. Unfortunately, it's an elected position, so we don't hire. It is an elected position, so it is somebody that has to be in the town that has, that wants to, run for the position. They will get elected. So,
He's never had to run around and campaign.
correct.
I would also want to mention that we were able to absorb $15,000 for the Brownsfield testing in that budget too, that through other cuts and other line items, we were able to absorb that.
Yeah, the unforeseen amount that we did not know was coming this year, $15,000, that's correct. We will be absorbing that. In this current year's budget, we did allocate money in budget for this next year's budget.
Well, we're mentioning on the budget and the amount of money that we're saving, a lot of that is due directly to the highway department and the work that they do for us. And most recently, they had a breakdown in the tractor that would have cost a lot more money if they'd farmed it out to be fixed. The tractor was sitting on Moore's Road for 3 days while they got parts. One of the hubs on one of the big back wheels broke, cracked, and they had to replace it. And that wheel, to move that wheel out of the way to fix the hub, I mean, that's filled with chloride. I think it was
Calcium chloride.
about 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
And if they'd have had to hire a wrecker to take it to a garage and have the garage fix it, we'd have been paying a lot more money. And that's just the most recent example of what they've done for us and continue to do over the years. So,
Okay. I'll entertain other public comment for the 2021 budget. Mary? Absolutely.
Hello, everybody.
How are you?
Just my annual plug, if you can foresee putting aside something so that we get a fund put together to have our comprehensive plan, have a little nest egg to get started so we have a match for our increase.
Okay.
I suggest 5,000 to 10,000.
Oh, that's a drop in the bucket.
It is.
For a comprehensive
We
plan.
start with drops. I can't hear-
Mary, when should that be initiated? Like ideally, if it like
The-
in time with the census?
The census figures will come out at the town level, typically it would be July of 2022. It's usually 2 years after, and Cornell releases it in July.
July of 2022.
And it costs us a lot more than that, you know that.
A good comprehensive plan for any town this size is typically 100 to 150,000.
Was that last updated in 2006?
It was, I believe that's the correct year, and the board is required to review it every year to see if there's any significant changes.
$100,000 to $150,000.
Yes, sir.
We have not done that review this year,
We have not.
No.
so that should probably happen.
Well, we
At
can
the
do
last
that
meeting of
at
the
the
year.
January,
Often the answer is there's nothing to change, so.
Right.
Mhm.
but it should be reviewed,
But it should be
absolutely.
reviewed.
Yeah.
We should probably do that when we review the books every January, so it's included, might as well with that. Okay. I did not know it was 150, 200, $150,000, so that's a lot of
To
money.
get a decent review with some zoning update.
Okay.
And we have time, we can look for grant money too to help us do that.
Exactly.
But it'll require a match from the town, so.
I'm sure.
Okay. Any other public comment on the 2021 budget? Further comment on the 2021 budget? We'll close the budget hearing and open the town board meeting in 5 minutes. Thank you.